Hello everyone and welcome to this video by BIM Technologies. This is the first video of Revit for structural modeling. So in this video, we are going to cover the interface of Revit 2026, and also we will learn about different terminologies involved in Revit 2026. If you are new to Revit 2026, this video will help you in order to understand about the various interface element in Revit 2026, as well as how to start a new project or open an existing structural project in Revit 2026. Now, as you see in my screen, there is the fresh new screen of Revit 2026. This is the new home screen of Revit 2026. And here you can see there are certain thumbnails over here in the right hand side, and the left hand side there are certain tools which I'm going to quickly cover in this video about how to navigate through these tools and what are the importance of this tool before we go to the interface element of Revit 2026 for structural modeling. Now in the right hand side you can see that this is a fresh new interface which shows about the recent file that basically has been used while working in the Revit software. So this particular interface, the recent interface, comes with some thumbnail views over here, and there are certain options that are very newly introduced in Revit 2026. So here you can see there is two types of views by which you can see the recent files. One is the grid view, which is selected by default, and the other is by list view. So if I click on the list view, you can see the list of files that is basically over here. In the left hand side, you can see the name of the files that is basically used currently, the date modified, as well as the path in which the files are saved. And also you can, if you scroll a bit right, you can see that there is a type and the size option. So you can see for some of the files, the type is model, and some of the files, they are families. So with this, you can also search the recent files from here, and also you can filter the file based on the dates or based on the types basically that you want to look for the file. So this was about okay, let me go with the all option and today. Okay, so this was all about the recent files in the interface that you can see. And here in the left hand side, you can see the Revit 2026 written over here. And here we have two areas. One is the model area and the other is the families area. In the models area, you have got two options. One is the open and the other is new. And under the families area, you have got two options, open and new. That means you can open an existing model with the help of the open option, or you can start with a new model, that is the .rvt file. That means if you want to work directly in the Revit file, Revit project, you can directly open the Revit project by using the open option from the home screen, or by selecting the new option, you can start with a new project, that is new modeling in Revit 2026. Apart from that, you can start with the new families by selecting the new option. And here the file format for the families are .rfa. If you want to start with the new opener existing family, so the file, again the format is .rfa, you can select the open option. So here are the quick options over here by directly which you can start a project, that start a model or start with a new family. Also, if you click on the Autodesk projects over here, you can start directly working on the Autodesk Construction Cloud, or you can access your Autodesk Construction Cloud documents directly from here. You can see that you have the BIM Technologies training over here, and there are certain training folders by which you can, if they are available, if you're connected to Autodesk Construction Cloud or BIM 360, you can directly browse the project from here. My Insights options are basically the tools by which Autodesk basically looks into how you use your tools and options, and it suggests about the insights of how you have used these tools while working on a Revit project. For example, you can see there are certain derivations from the insights that Autodesk suggests that what is the best way of working and what are the tools that you have tried in earlier and what other tools you can try to make your experience working on Revit better. And here you have the slider over here by which you can toggle between the old interface, the native interface, or go to the new Revit home interface. Apart from that, you have this what's new. You can click to find out what's new. Is there in Revit 2026 for structural modeling? You can go with the online help. You can click on the community forum and other part, which are very self-explanatory. Now, if you want to go back to the files options, again, if you want to come back out of the home screen, there is this button over here, or simply you can type Ctrl+D to come to your project screen here. And you can see the project screen is available over here at the top. It is shown over here, Revit 2026. And here is BIM Technologies, and there are quick options like the Autodesk App Stores. There are help options over here. So this is called the Info Center of Revit 2026. This is the title bar for the Revit projects, and you can see some of the tools are, all of the tools are inactive because you haven't started a project. And once you start a project, you start a new file or open an existing file, this particular tools will be activated. So in order to come back to your the project, we have to either open an existing project or start with a new file. So let's say if you start with a new file or you want to open an existing file in Revit, you can go to the file menu, you can click on new, and then you have the project option. You can start with a new project or click on the open and you can go with the project and start with the new project. And before we go, let me explain you quickly regarding what are the other things that you can see here in the inactive mode of the project screen. You can see the icons over here, the open icon, the save icon. So this is called the quick access toolbar. And here there is a down arrow by which you can see what are the items which are involved in the quick access toolbar. So more in the next video, we'll be talking about the ribbon. We will be talking about how to open a project and how to start with a new project. So be tuned and go to the next video of how to open an existing project and existing sample project. What we'll be doing is we'll be learning about different interface elements and how you can use those interface elements to browse or navigate to your project. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.